Welcome back to the video, guys. Hopefully you guys are having a great day, great morning, great afternoon, whatever time you're watching this video. Today's video is going to be about a few things I wish I knew before buying a Superbike. Even though I did know a couple of these things, but I feel like a lot of people don't know, and they think it's just, you know, it's just, you can just do whatever you want with these Superbikes. But yeah, so jumping right into it, I'm going to go over maintenance costs. So maintenance costs, that's one of the biggest things that everybody kind of like downplays, and it's completely the opposite. That's like one of the main ones you need to focus on, because maintenance is the most expensive part about owning a Superbike, like a Ducati or a BMW or something like that. I'm gonna pull over here so I can hop off. Yeah, get over here in some shade. Like I said, man, I know I'm kind of talking about the things I wish I knew before buying a Superbike, but I mean, just owning one, it's hard to say it's not worth it, you know what I mean? Yes. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, man, getting back into the video, maintenance, you know, let's just take my BMW for example. So when I first got this bike, it had 11,000 miles on it, and what I did, I immediately called BMW dealership to figure out when my maintenance interval was due, like which one was next according to the handbook and everything, because I didn't get a handbook with this BMW, so I don't know what the mileage is and everything for maintenance. But so I think the next one was 16,000, and I cannot remember everything that they're going to do to this bike. I know they're going to change the oil and everything, which I changed my own oil before, or right after I bought the bike, so there's no need in re-changing the oil. But so yeah, I changed the oil. I think they were going to put a new air filter in, check all my fluid levels. I believe that was it. Check tire pressure, see if I needed new tires, all that good stuff. And then the next one is going to be 18,000, which is, I think it's pretty much the same thing. Like I said, I'm going to have to throw up on the screen what it all entails on per mileage for the maintenance and everything. But I do know it's the big maintenance is 20,000 miles, and that one is strictly, they're pretty much, I don't know if they're going to drop your motor on this one, but they check your valves, they check all your fluid levels, change the oil, check your tire pressure, and then your tires, they check your wheels, they check everything, make sure everything is tightened down, torqued down to spec, they check your fuel tank. They pretty much, it's a whole checklist throughout the bike, front and back. And they told me that one alone, the 20,000 mile service, was going to cost me $1,800. That's with labor, parts, and fees. And that is a lot, man. That's like a lot to take in. You know, if you're thinking about getting one of these super bikes and you don't know what all it entails, that's a lot of money, man. And I don't know any other bike other than the Ducati, like the Desmo service, which I think that one's 20,000 miles, the one that costs that much money. Okay, so like that's something you got to keep in mind when you're buying these bikes, is the maintenance, man. Just because you got the bike doesn't mean you get the lackluster on the maintenance. You got to really keep up with it, or this bike is going to explode, literally. Like, it's not going to perform well, and then you're going to be wondering in 2 months, man, you know, I haven't changed my oil in about 40,000 miles, you know, my bike's running weird. Yeah, it is running weird. That shit finna blow up. Yeah, man, you have to keep up with the maintenance on these bikes. Alright, so the next little bulletin point, man, this light is long as hell. What in the world? Yeah, I'm going through this light. I'm not sitting here all day. It's too hot. So yeah, the next bulletin point I was saying is going to be your insurance. Now, if you're somebody like me, the insurance, like your insurance already high on other vehicles and stuff like that, it's probably going to be high on the motorcycle as well. It'll probably be almost double. So depending on how many tickets you have in your past and what's on your record right now, like that's currently active and hasn't fallen off your record, it's going to depict how much it's going to cost per month for your insurance, as well as if your age. I think that plays into a part in like what cc the bike is. I've come to realize as I've gotten older, you know, the color red, I've heard this all my life. You know, if you get a red colored bike, it's gonna make your insurance go up. And I've had buddies who have red bikes, and I ask them, they're like, no, I got a couple insurance quotes on different bikes, and just because it's red doesn't mean it's gonna go up. Not to really put my financial situation out there, but I pay $300 a month on this bike. It actually just went down. I was paying around $350, I think, $346, somewhere around there, and it just went down because I didn't get a ticket on my record in over 2 years. So that's good driving for me on my end, and being able to lower my insurance for not getting a ticket, even though the last ticket I just got put on there last year, it's on my record, but it doesn't affect my insurance because I did driving to school and all that. But yeah, man, that's another thing that people neglect when it comes to these super bikes. And it could be an older super bike. It could be a freaking 2011 or 2014 HP4 race. Like, bro, you gotta realize a lot. Like, if you go out there and you're buying these super bikes and you want to be flashy and do this, that, bro, like, if you go down and you don't have insurance on the bike, that's a ticket in itself already. You're riding dirty, man. And then second, it's gonna be hard to get those parts back, like back how they were, because let's just say they don't make those parts anymore for that bike, or you can't afford the parts because you don't have insurance. Or, I mean, you can't afford the parts because you're not financially stable enough to afford the maintenance and the parts and whatever the case may be. But, you know, if you would have had insurance, I would have covered the parts for you. Yeah, man, never neglect the maintenance and never neglect the insurance. That's just one of the things that I had to realize when I bought this bike, is that the bank, because I went to a bank to get my bike, they're going to force you to get full coverage anyways, because they own the bike and they want to make sure that bike is insured. So if anything happens to it, they can put it back to its original stock form. So my next little bullet point is like parts pricing and special tools. That I kind of touched on that just a second ago. So if you, let's just say you break something on this bike, parts for my BMW is not cheap. And you think mine is not bad, it's like $300 for one little piece of plastic or something. Yeah, try about doing that on a Ducati, man. A Ducati will really humble you when you break something, and makes you realize, all right, I gotta take better care of my bike, because, man, my buddy, rest his soul, Zary, he went down, and I was going to try to rebuild his bike and give it back to his dad, man. But then I started looking at the Ducati website, and I knew it was going to be expensive. And I was like, shit, boy, it's going to cost at least $10,000 just for the parts. And he needed a whole new key fob assembly, and that was going to cost, yeah, the dude that told me, he really didn't even tell me the price. He told me, man, you might as well buy a new Ducati if you're going to try to swap the key and the ignition and all that. And I was like, well, shoot, man, that's a lot. So yeah, and owning this bike, I haven't had to get any special tools per se, except for like an axle nut socket that'll fit, and that's about it, man. Like, I haven't had to really get anything super spectacular. I know my 2011 I had to get a socket for my triple tree, and that was about as special of a tool that I needed for that bike. Everything else I pretty much had in my garage. So just know, like, these special parts, they are just as expensive as an OEM part, or special tools. They're just as expensive as an OEM part, or they might be double the price. So you, like I said, you can just get like a little socket to something to take off your triple tree or something like that. Man, that thing can be like $400. But like I said, man, luckily my bike doesn't require any special tools like that. I think that's more or less on the Ducatis, like the more expensive Ducatis out there. So the next thing I wish I would have known before buying a Superbike, man, is dealership locations. And that is pretty much like make or break somebody if they get a Superbike or not. So as you know, only a certain amount of dealerships carry these Superbikes, like BMW, Aprilia, what's another one, Ducati, like all your high-end Superbikes. Only a select few dealers carry these bikes. And for me, I'm located in Montgomery, Alabama, so I either have to go all the way to the ATL, which is straight ahead, or I'll have to go up north to Birmingham, Alabama, to get my bike worked on, which Birmingham is about an hour and a half away, ATL is about 2.5, 3 hours, depending on what dealership I go to over there. But I've seen too many times people get these bikes, especially around here. Like, in my lifetime of riding, I have only seen maybe, in Montgomery at least, or in the, let's just say the Tri-County, so Montgomery, Provo, Millbrook, and all that good stuff. I've only seen 3 other BMWs, and I've seen one guy have it and not really do a whole lot with it, because, you know, the more miles you put on it, the quicker you're going to get to your service light. And a lot of times people will buy these bikes and they realize, okay, nobody really wants to work on these bikes unless they are a certified dealer, and they're like, well, dang, now I got to go 2 hours away to the dealership, 3 hours away, and they end up selling the bike. So luckily for me, an hour-and-a-half ride, that's pretty much like nothing to me. And I have a truck, so I can just throw the bike in the back of my truck. Some people don't have trucks, so they have to rent a truck or U-Haul, whatever the case may be. So yeah, that can really make or break your experience with getting these super bikes. Yeah, I'm looking at you, man. You're just sitting there, light been green. Come on now. The disabled veteran tag. Y'all, man, y'all be the worst drivers, bro. Disabled veterans, y'all be the worst drivers. I don't know what it is. If you got that tag on, they are terrible. Nothing against disabled veterans. It's just, bro, y'all, man, y'all be terrible drivers. Come on now. I swear. Y'all look out for a disabled veteran tag. You'll tell me. Just get behind them or get beside them, 1 to 2, and you'll see. So the last thing on my list right here is going to be the commitment that you have to make when you buy these super bikes, man. Like, you can't just half-ass something or skip this or skip that, because that's going to be pretty much vital to how your bike performs and your relationship with the bike, and what is the bike's going to bring to you as a person and a rider, right? So if you go and get a bike like one of these, let's say you get a BMW, and you skip the first 4 services, and you're closing in on 20,000 miles. Now you got the 20,000 mile service coming in. That's, you know, that's 5 services right there you're gonna skip, and you haven't even changed the oil yet. And then you're gonna get mad and blame the company that your bike's not working right, and then they won't cover it under warranty and this and that. Like, I'm not saying anybody's done that or hurt anybody. I'm just giving an example, like worst case scenario. But a lot of people are quick to blame the company on a certain reason why their bike's not acting right. But it could be just a simple thing of taking it to the dealership when you need to, updating the ECU, or like updating the firmware, oil change, spark plugs, coil packs, like whatever the service needs to be done. You know, you take it to a dealership, you tell them your problems, they should be able to diagnose it and fix your problems. If you don't do that, I mean, you're just risking it for the biscuit, and the biscuit ain't gonna be worth it in the end. So that's my little 5 things that I wish I knew before buying a super bike, even though like I said, I did know a couple of these things, so it really wasn't that much of a problem. But yeah, man, if I skipped anything, let me know down in the comments. So if you enjoyed the video, hit like, comment, subscribe, share. Like I said, let me know if I skipped anything down below. Comment what your thoughts are, and so as always, ride safe, wear your gear, don't get caught in the rain, keep chasing greatness, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.